Alright, I'm going to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to change oil on a 2017 Chevy Malibu. This is a 1.5, I think, turbo Ecotech. So first thing you want to do is get your oil filter, which you don't have to get this exact one. This is the one that I chose, M1113A. It says extended performance. This vehicle's only got almost 20,000 miles, so I go with the best, I guess. Mobile one is what we use pretty much on all of our vehicles. The oil that I use is 5W30. First thing you want to do is you want to jack up the vehicle. You need a 15 millimeter for your oil pan plug. It also has a rubber fitting on that. When you take it off, you want to replace it, you can reuse them. Mine looked pretty good, so I went ahead and tightened it back on and put it on. I use 15 to 18 foot-pounds. I just pretty much tell anybody, tighten it till, you know what I mean, till it's tightened. Don't go too hard. Next thing, your oil filter is literally right next to your oil pan. Passenger side, right behind it, right behind the tire. I cannot stress this enough. The person that put this on, which I guarantee was the dealership that put the last oil filter on, but they tightened it with a wrench. All you have to do is hand tighten it. Once it's tight enough for your hand, you're fine. I usually say go for the label. Once you see the label near you, that's when you want to say, hey, you know, that's it. After that, this is the oil that I use, 5W30 Mobile 1. Again, I use Advanced Full Synthetic. You can use conventional. I recommend full synthetic. It's easier, less wear and tear on the engine. I usually change it within 5,000 to 7,000 miles. This is the first oil change I've done on this car. Usually, you always want to service your filter. Like I said, you can check it to make sure it's good. This is where you'll pour it in at, and that is where the dipstick is. Before you put your oil filter on, always pre-lube it with your oil. It's always best to do that. After you get it to where the dipstick shows full, go ahead, put everything back on, start the car, let it run for 5 to 10 minutes, shut it off, let it cool down, and then check the oil plug, the oil stick again. If the oil level shows it needs a little bit more, put a little bit more in it. The other tutorials that I see on here about doing oil changes takes 15 minutes for them to explain how to change an oil. This is simple. 15 millimeter socket, ratchet. You can use the jack stand you use for your spare tire. It's in the back of your trunk. I use my 3-ton jack because, I mean, it's a lot easier to do it that way. But this is a tutorial. Again, always do your maintenance, regular maintenance. Again, this is a 2017 Chevy Malibu. If you have any questions on any other oil changes, let me know. Again, your next step is you want to check your coolant, make sure your coolant's good. Check your air filter, it's normal. And then if your car has a cabin filter, check it. Usually it's behind the glove box. It's pretty easy to get to. And that's it. If you guys have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask.